How's it going, guys? And welcome to RC Cincy. Today I'm super excited. I got a few things. I want to kind of give an overview, or more of a initial thoughts. How easy it was to assemble, set up, all that kinds of stuff, and then a couple new other products. So I've been flying the P-51 Mustang now for a few weeks, and it's just been incredible. I absolutely love E-Flight, makes pretty good stuff. I've heard FMS and a few other brands are good as well, but just so far my experience with E-Flight, the quality's been good. Performance is really good. I've really had zero issues with it, honestly. And, there's a few little nitpicky things, small things, but they're not major enough to really bother me with it. So, the Mustang has not been wrecked so far. I've flown many packs through it. I've had it tip over a couple times in the beginning. I've had a little bit of paint kind of either shrivel or kind of flake off from either heat or it being moved or rubbing on something. So, things that occur with time and flying. So just to give you a reference real quick, I've had, like I said, I've had the P-51 Mustang for a few weeks and I've flown and I absolutely love it. I do fly on 3S and 4S with the P-51 Mustang. I'm going to do the first recorded flight very soon. I just really wanted to get comfortable because I haven't flown in a very long time. And I didn't want to be nervous or something, trying to fly on camera and just probably my anxiety would have been a lot higher. And I just really needed to focus on flying and getting back into the groove of flying and getting it down. So that was my main mission. I feel like I accomplished that. I feel confident enough to fly. The other day I actually flew in really windy conditions and landed very well, so I was very proud of myself. So I was kind of interested in jets before I ever purchased the Mustang. So my fiance was kind enough to buy that for my birthday, and I always liked jets. Honestly, I always wanted a jet turbine, a turbine jet, and I knew, the cost, the skill level required, the amount of maintenance required, the amount of hardware and tools and setup is just so, it's a lot of work. And, more than I'm ready for at this time. Definitely my skill level is nowhere near to that level. I'm going to be honest with myself. I could pretty much fly any airplane now. I can't do like tricks and feel confident. I've done loops with the P-51 Mustang and I've done a roll, but I would immediately, level back out and just fly normal. I got kind of nervous after, the loops and rolls. Like I'm still not 100%, confident in tricks. At least I can fly and land with no problem. The tricks come later. I'm not too worried about that. So I really like the speed is one of my things. I'm not so much of a tumble and flip and roll kind of guy. I mean, I like doing it every once in a while, but I'm more just kind of ripped around with some speed and climbing and, stuff like that, and banking real hard, bank and yank. I like doing that. So it really made sense for me to get something faster. I feel confident, and plus what I got to go faster is a good product, and it's really recommended as a first jet, not as a first plane, but as a first jet. So without further ado, obviously it's been in the shop for a while. This is the E-Flight Viper 70mm EDF jet. This is the bind and fly version. They do have a PMP version where you bring your own receiver. And obviously you still need the transmitter, the battery, the charger, you need that regardless with whichever one you choose. The only difference between the bind and fly is, and the PMP is the bind and fly just gives you a Spectrum receiver with AX3X, AS3X, and safe. So those are that's the only difference between the two. This particular jet is 1.1 meters. So for reference, this is a 1.2 meter Mustang. And that is your references. I know it's kind of out of the shot, but that's length from tip to tail. Is just the Mustang is a little bit longer, and the wings are obviously a little bit wider. So the 1.2 Mustang is bigger, obviously. But the jet is actually heavy due to the larger pack that's going to be in it, and due to the EDF motor is massive, a bigger EC5 connectors, a bigger 70 amp ESC. So it's a lot more beefier, capable of crazy speeds. So the P51, runs on 3S and 4S. I've seen folks do mods where they put a bigger ESC, maybe even a bigger motor, and you can run, bigger packs, probably like a 5-cell or something. I don't know. At least a higher discharge pack or something, a little more punch. Really, 4S is where it's at with that Mustang. I only have one 3S pack anyways, and literally the rest of them, which I got my other batteries in since I last did a video. Well, I'll get into that here in a second. So I mainly fly 4S, and I have only one 3S, and the other 4 are 4Ss. So, 1.1 meters, 70 millimeter EDF engine, electric duct fan, I guess is what it's called. It does have a 12 blade on it. It has rudder, elevator, ailerons. I always say the word goof up. And it does have flaps. It does have retractable landing gear, front and back. So it's like a tricycle where you have the front landing gear and then a 2 in the back. The Warbird has a tail dragger, so it has a small little, wheel in the back and then 2 big landing gear come out of the wings. This one is vice versa. It's 2 out of the wing and then 1 in the front, or tricycle. It has 2 big ducts that let in air. I like the way the guy looks in a cockpit. Does not look bad. Has a little release mechanism. This is not really going to be a build guide because there's so many of them out there, and I'm not like the best at that. I can put it together. I have 0 issues with it, but I'm not that great of an instructor, so I feel like there are really good quality videos out there. One of them is Brian Phillips. Shout out to him. He actually, I watched his video to set up my first E-Flight model, the P51 Mustang, with the DX8E. So his instructions are really good. Even the instructions on Horizon Hobby does have excellent instructions. You can go off of that, but the video just makes it so much nicer actually seeing someone do it. I learn better from seeing it than reading it. You know what I mean? I do much better that way. So we'll kind of handle it a little bit. So I don't know. So let's see if we can get a shot of the 12 blade EDF. There we go. 12 blades, big old motor. Right now it's gonna lean to the back because all the weight's basically, the ESC is about roughly somewhere right in here in this little area. The motor's about, that's how you access the motor through this panel right here. I like these little stabs right here, they look good. It's got the little wing tips that look really good, and for stability, characteristically it flies like a low wing airplane. So that's why it's such a good beginner jet, is because it handles, some folks say the P51 Mustang is a hard plane to fly, and it's not easy, but I wouldn't say it's the hardest to fly. To me, I learned with it, so I'm kind of used to it, and then going to this is just going to be the increase of power and speed. It's going to characteristically fly similar. It's not exactly the same because one's a jet and, one's a... honestly, the push people don't realize the push prop gives it that instant, that instant thrust. Like the EDF kind of builds up to it and gets really fast momentum, but like the push prop, blades they're just a little different the way it works. But showing you really quickly underneath. Unfortunately, I don't have a battery yet until tomorrow, so I would show you the retracts and everything like that, and I'll have a separate video going over some other things. So that's the underneath. Should I get a good shot of that? You have your 2 retracts. Now these are all digital and metal servos, metal gear servos. So they're really good servos for the flaps, the ailerons, the elevator, the rudder, retracts, and then it uses an actual servo for the front. For the front one, you see the servo right there in the corner. That has metal gears as well and is digital. That's a servo that opens and closes the front, what do you call it? The front landing gear. And then you see a cutout right here to let air come in and cool the battery and the ESC. The fan will also let air through it. So it needs airflow through this entire cabin. Let's pop this off. I do like the latch mechanism. A lot of folks don't like it, but I think it'll hold it better than a magnet. So you can see this wire silicone, heavy connector. EC5 is just massive. If you're gonna have a jet like this, don't buy a battery that has an EC3, or if it does have an EC3, switch it to EC5. I would not use a EC3 to EC5 adapter, because you can clearly see the gauge, the thickness, how beefy the connector is, because a 6-cell battery is just very powerful. You literally see it spark when you connect it, so that tells you something, how much power. I am gonna try to, everything is connected. Here is the bind plug right here. The one that's not marked is your bind plug. Everything else is connected. I do need to tidy this up a little bit and then kind of zip tie it together so it doesn't block the air coming across the battery, going to the ESC and everything else, and kind of sucking air through it, and then it goes to the motor. So it is gonna create air to go through that little cutout, because the motor's gonna spin and it's gonna suck through air by the ESC, by the electronics, by the receiver, by the battery, everything. So it's designed that way to help cool, because those batteries get really warm. So you have your bind plug, and then everything else is labeled, like your flaps, ailerons, elevator, rudder. You plug it into the correct ones. And then recommend tightening stuff. I just haven't done it yet because obviously I don't want to tidy that up, zip tie it, and then something not be connected right. So I still have to test everything. That's why I haven't tidied it up yet. I am gonna put the safe on a switch, that way I could turn it off and fly. I do the same thing on my Mustang. I fly with safe and I fly without it, depending on the conditions and what I feel like doing. The battery tray is Velcro. A lot of folks don't like Velcro, but it does work. It came with one piece to put on one battery. If you want more than one battery Velcroed, you're gonna have to buy more. It does have a strap, just one. You would think they would put 2 on her, but it does have enough room to add 1, 2, 3 straps if you technically wanted to. And then that's kind of like the frame to help strengthen it and kind of hold the battery. The ESC, like I said, is back there. I don't know if you can see it in that angle looking down back there, but it's literally back there down that cutout right there. The 6-channel receiver is underneath all that. And let's see. It's technically more than a 6-channel receiver, by the way, because it has AX, 3X, and safe. So it's technically maybe a 7-channel receiver, kind of. But you can use it. You can bind it to landing gear or something when you're landing with safe. You don't have to have a 7 or 8-channel controller. There's a way around that, and there's videos explaining that. I'm not gonna get into all that. But yeah, it feels really good. It's, like I said, the CG on this is so freaking weird. Okay, so the CG is from the root right here 80 to 90 millimeters. So there's 10 millimeters you have to kind of play with. I did markings. I kind of did them too deep. So there's straight across from that one is exactly 85. I just did the middle, and then over here is 85. One's a mess up mark, but you can see which one lines up. I kind of messed up lining it up. It's not the end of the world. You can always put a little paint or something over it. Some folks put a little tape and then maybe do like a dab of glue or something to where you can feel it. Those two little markings, I just want them there. I could always use paint, touch them up later on, or fill them and paint them, you know, no big deal. Oh, 07, that is pretty cool. On the side, I didn't see that. It says Viper. E-Flight right there. Some people don't like this scheme. Some people do like it. There, let's see, Aircraft Studio Design trademark. So this is a jet that I think they use to train fighter pilots and stuff. It's a jet that they use to train to, you know, fly around. And if you want to fly jets, it's a real jet, you know. But yeah, we're gonna have to clean that up. Obviously, you don't want to zip tie and pull that together until you make sure everything is working, nothing's, you know, pinched or damaged. Honestly, it's the easiest thing to build. You'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws for the wing. You put on the stabs with the elevator on, 2 screws, then put on your rudder, 3 screws. That is literally it. All the screws are the same size and identical, so you can't mess up where they go. And that's all there is to it, literally. 4, 6, 12 screws for the entire jet. So like I said, some people like the paint scheme, some don't. I kind of like the way that looks underneath. At least I like the underneath with the little stars and all that. The blue's okay. It could have looked probably better with a different scheme, but hey, you know, I still think it looks good. It's not like ugly or anything in my opinion. Pilot's okay. It's got, looks like you can maybe put another pilot in there. It's got like another instrument cluster right here and an instrument cluster right there. So maybe I can put another pilot in there. I don't know, we'll see. And some folks actually cut some of this foam out for batteries and a couple of different mods, like in this area, and in other things, because you'll see some of the batteries you put in here. Once you put it in here and close it, there's already a gap there, but it gets bigger as bigger batteries get in there. I think the biggest battery you can run on this without doing like any crazy modifications is a 4,000 milliamp pack. That's exactly what I got, is 2 4,000 milliamp 60C packs, 6S's with ESC 5 connectors on them, and it did come with 2 spare XT90 connectors if I want to switch it to XT90, which is pointless because I have nothing else that's XT90. So, you know, for 6S, EC5 is just fine. So they're 60C rating, 6S packs, 4,000 milliamps. They're not cheap, of course, but, you know, it's worth it to have 2 good batteries for this so you can fly, you know, let one cool down and fly another, and then you could be charging one while you're maybe flying the Mustang or something. So, you know, you have options there, how many batteries and stuff you have and how you want to do that. So we'll be testing the flaps. I'll be testing the flaps, the ailerons, you know, rudder, everything. I'll be testing everything, make sure everything works. Obviously, landing gear. I just want to set it up correctly. You want to make another model for it, and I already did that. I did pretty much all of the setup besides putting safe to a switch. I couldn't do that yet because the plane needs to be on with the bind switch in it and then unplug it. So that procedure and all that is in the manual. Once again, there's the Brian Phillips videos that does this to a T. He sets everything up. So if you look at my model memory, now I have 2 different planes. So I'm still super impressed with this controller. I absolutely love it. It does really, really well. The model memory is like 250 models. I'll probably never have that many models, but It has plenty of channels. I'm glad I went with the 8-channel radio, not a 6-channel, because, you know, these jets are getting more and more advanced. You know, there's some of them, like the F4, have lights, have a bunch of other features. You can get like the glow that makes it look like an afterburn kind of a thing. You can just get so many things for this jet. You get the ejecting guy, you can get drop tanks that like let off the powder or smoke or whatever that stuff is that you can, like, the real jets leave in the air to like make designs and stuff and fly around. Like, there's all kinds of crazy stuff I've seen on other jets. Like the F-18 Hornet, I think, had it. There's just different models that have all kinds of crazy options, like the thrust vectoring, where they can actually move the back of the thrust, like the actual motor thrust cone or whatever. Like, it's just, it gets nuts. I don't even get into it. Like, I know how crazy it can get. So that's the jet itself. You know, high performance, 70 amp ESC, 1.1 meters, you know, bind and fly, retractables, retracts, flaps. You know, it's really nice. It came in the box. It was only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, with 12 screws, a couple plugs. That's probably the hardest part, is running those plugs up through the wing, because it's a small cutout. Connecting everything correctly, and then sorting it, straightening them up, zip tying them, or twist tie, whatever you want to do. Probably twist tie would be nice, because you can kind of untwist it and check things out. Things can get unplugged in there. Some folks do use like a little dab of hot glue to keep those from getting unplugged, which I can see maybe from vibrations and the speed. So what else? Make sure all the screws are super tight, because this can go 110, I think, or 108. So there's been folks that literally put little those GPS speed meter things. I know RC Sailor's got 108. A couple other folks got like 110. So it depends on the discharge rating of the battery. If it's a high burst, you know, the motors and everything, factory ones are going to be the same. If it's a windy day, if you're going downwind, if you're using the vertical, you know, gain from coming down, you know, from vertical or whatever, like, there's a few factors, but like for him just running up and down straightaways, he hit 108 no problem, so without diving down into it. So, and I think the battery was, I can't remember what battery it was, so really it may depend on the battery, but it's good for at least over 100 miles per hour, for sure 100 plus. That's what everyone I can get is over 100 miles per hour. I'm thinking 110, 120 with a good battery. Probably 110 with a good battery, really good battery. So we'll see though. I don't have any speed meters. I would like to have one for like the planes and boats and everything I review would be nice. So I may look into that, just to be curious how fast this is. They did make claims a while back that Mustang can do almost 90 with a high-powered 4-cell. And I kind of believe it, maybe 80 more like it, but we'll see. Maybe we'll get that little speed test, and then we'll do like a 3S, 4S, and then we'll do the 6S on this. You can't run 4S or anything else on this. It just won't have the power and thrust it needs to really fly. You can get in a hairy situation. I don't know how that would work out. So I probably wouldn't do that. So the jet itself, depending where you purchase it, there's going to be different prices everywhere. They go out of stock a lot, and parts go out of stock a lot, because it's a very, very popular jet. Fortunately for me, we were going to Bye Bye Baby or another store, and there was a Hobbytown Express or Hobbytown USA, and I was just really browsing and looking at stuff, and I saw it there, and it was actually cheaper than the actual Horizon site. I don't know if they didn't catch up with the times, that they're maybe going up a little bit in price. This was the price that was launched. I think it was like $249 or something like that, and that's what it was marked for. And then if you go to Horizon now or anytime recently, it's $279. So you're talking, you know, $30 is significant, you know, at least $30 price difference. So that's crazy to me. But and then obviously you have to factor taxes in both cases. So, you know, if you were to buy it from the Horizon side, it'd be right at $300, and then $30 difference if you buy it from Hobbytown USA. They'll probably change that, because I think I said something like, wow, that's a really good price, and I'm hoping they don't change it. They did have the F-16 there. They had the F-18 Hornet. They had my Mustang. They had the Thunderbolt. They have quite a large inventory. The only thing they didn't have is a reasonably priced 6S charger and the 6X packs that I was looking for. They had a 5,000 milliamp 6S pack for $124. Of course, it was the Spectrum Smart one with the little sensor that discharges and does all that. But $124 for a 6L is kind of high to me. I think you should get 2 for that price. Matter of fact, I got 2 for way less than that. So we'll get into that once they come and everything. But like, that's just high. And I understand some brands are higher because of the discharge and all the fun, fancy stuff. So, so prior to this, I actually ordered a few things because so this is what I'm using to store my batteries, and I'm gonna continue to use this. I do have a LiPo bag coming on the way to properly charge things. So this works just fine, right? So all my big packs are in here. So now I went from having just a 3S 2200 and a 4S 2200 to having 5 batteries. I have 2 4S 2600 packs and another 4S 3300 pack. All of them are 60C, by the way. So I love 60C. It just performs so much better. So honestly, the charger that I have wasn't bad, okay? So I bought this I bought this well over almost 2 years ago, a year and probably about as long as I had the channel, maybe longer. It was featured on the channel, so I can't remember exactly, but this is the charger that I had and that I was using for the longest. This right here. Nothing wrong with it. It works great. It can do up to 4 amps and up to a 4S. So the thing is I had this pack right here. I had another one, but the wire broke right here. Of course, that's probably me storing it incorrectly. But the wire broke and I had it, and it was a 4 amp adapter, or yeah, adapter. 12 volt, 4 amp, it was 12 volts, 4 amps. Well, this one's 12 volts, 3 amps. So I'd plug this one up and I would charge my batteries. Once I started charging 1 or 2 batteries, this would get hot and cut out. That's not good. This is capable of 4 amps all day long, no problem. This says 3 amps, but when I charge at 3 amps, it cuts out. When I charge at 2 amps, it works, but now I noticed that if I charge more than 1 battery at 2 amps, it starts cutting out. So this is going bad. Probably gonna end up putting this to the side or using it for something like this that doesn't take nowhere near as much amperes. Like each one of these is maybe 0.6 of an amp or 0.2 amp. It has a little dip switch right there. So I'm probably just gonna use it. I'm gonna pair it with this. So I probably don't actually even need this in my bag, honestly. So I'm just gonna probably pair it with that. So I got a power adapter right here, because that one was crapping out. I got this power adapter right here from Amazon. It was only like $9 or $10. It was very, very cheap. And it came with a cool adapter. I don't know what you'd hook up to this. Or is it this adapter right here? So I guess if you need to hook it up to something that requires, maybe has wires and, there's no way of connecting it, but just wires or soldering wires on there, this will do it. You connect your positive and negative, and then this piece connects to the actual adapter. That's crazy. So, but this is 12 volt, 5 amps. So this will push this charger to charge up to 4 amps, and no problem. I got it higher than what it's supposed to be, what this is rated for, so that way I don't have any issues with it. So that's nice to have that. That way I can charge on 2, 3, 4 amps, depending what the battery is. So I can use this to charge my 4-cell packs and my 3-cell packs, no problem. And then I figure since I have 5 batteries, it's hard to charge with a charger that doesn't have a buddy system or anything like that, a buddy board. no 2 outlets, it's just one. So to charge 5 batteries takes a very long time. So I also got this. This is only a $20 charger. Now I heard good things about this. It's made by RC. So this is a 3 amp charger at all times. It pushes 3 amps. It just has a reading. It'll just tell you the reading as the battery as it's charging, what it currently is, and what cells. So it gives you a reading. And then it can do 3S and 4S, and it always pumps 3 amps. Simple. Plug it in with this, and just plug it into a AC outlet. Simple. So this will easily charge, because if you think about it, none of my, the only pack that's over 3,000 milliamps is the 3300, and I can just charge that, you know, at 4 amps or 3 amps or whatever, and all of those I could easily charge at 3 amps, which I think all those batteries can charge no higher than 3. I know the Elite 5 can do 3 amps. I don't know about the other ones. I gotta look into. Make sure your battery can handle what you're charging it at, obviously. 1C, 2C, you know, whatever it is. But so yeah, so there's this charger. So this way I can charge 2 batteries at once. And then sure enough, I ordered these things like 2 or 3 days ago. So I didn't honestly know that I was purchasing this, and of course this uses 6S, so none of these chargers can do 6S. So of course I had to get a 6S charger with the 6X batteries, and the banana wire with the little plugs, with the XT, with the EC5 connector that goes into your actual charger, because the charger did not come with that connector. So that charger came with like a bunch of wires that had like XT60, EC3, Dean's, Traxxas, a couple other ones, but it's like this wire that has all those branches. If any of those make a contact with anything, you're cooking your battery. So I don't even want to use that. I like something that just has that connector only on it. Hopefully it comes with just the XT60 connector one, but if it comes with those other ones, I'm probably going to put tape or something over them. I don't know, I'll figure it out. But I did order that, so I got 2 of those banana to EC5 connectors for $10. So that way I can charge the 6-cell battery. That charger now, none of these can do discharge or storage or any of that kind of thing. The one that's coming can, so now I can. So the one that's coming is a, I'll give you the specifics, but is a 150 watt. Like for instance, this one I think is like 40 or 50 watts. See if it says on it. No protection, fire mist, all of them have that safety technology. Here we go. 2 and 3 cell. It can do. Oh, here we go. So it has output current is 3,000 milliamps. Let's see, battery 3 and 4S. See if it says the watts on it. I think it said that it was like a 40 or 50 watt, which makes sense for what it is. And then this one I think is you can do up to 4S 50 watt max. So yeah, the charger that's coming is a 150 watt, and it can do up to 10 amps. And it does not have 2 connectors on it. The one above it that's like $80 has 2 connectors where you can do 2 batteries, but since I only have 2 batteries, it's not that big of a deal. I'll just charge one at a time. Or I could technically get a buddy board, because they're the same, you know, capacity cell. If I balance them and discharge them to the same voltage, I could use a buddy thing, but I don't know. It does have the amperage to do it, but I'm probably gonna charge one at a time and just be safe about it. They can be sketchy with buddy boards. One slight difference in voltage or something, and you're toast. It's gonna catch on fire. I'm not taking that risk. So there we have it. That's everything. So those batteries are 4060C 6S. So I'm super excited. That's what it takes to run this. That's another thing. Once you get into jets, at least now that I have that big charge, I can do bigger batteries and get into other bigger products. So it kind of needed to lead to that anyways, have an RC Cincy channel anyways. So I did put the model in as Viper 1.2, and then that one I saved it as the P51 1.2, and then that's the 1.1, sorry. So I saved them in there. I set up, what I did is the throttle cut off, the flaps, the dual rates. I reversed the gear for the landing gear like you're supposed to. Set the timer for 4 minutes. I think it says for between 32 and 38, it should be 4 minutes. Even though it's a 4,000, I'll probably get like 5 or 6 minutes, but I'm gonna set it for 4 because I am still new and I'm gonna see what the voltage is. Plus, I want plenty of time to land and be comfortable. But but the good part about EDFs is people don't realize they're not supposed to be on the throttle the whole time. You're supposed to kind of do bursts and like be off and on and kind of let it glide and kind of fly a little bit. So you're not supposed to be, on the throttle the whole time. That'll create a lot of heat and a lot of issues. So hopefully I can, hopefully it'll glide like everyone. I mean, everyone literally says that. That's why it literally says right in the box, the best, the perfect first high performance jet right on the box. I mean, it's true, like everyone that's reviewed it has said that, so I'm super excited. 70 millimeters is a good size. There's the 80s and the 64s, and there's a couple 50s and 60s out there. There's quite a few different sizes. There's this ones, like the A10s that have the two little 30s on either side. That one's a pretty cool one. RC Sailors just reviewed one that's like 50 or 60 millimeter jet that's only like 120 or 130 bucks. That it's PNP, just use your own receiver, or something like that, and it's so affordable. Jets are just getting much cheaper. They're getting a lot of features. They're just a lot of fun and a lot of technology behind it, so that's amazing. I love to see the hobby progress. So, like I said, I'm going to be keeping all my big batteries in here, carry them this way. I did have them in a bag, but there's not going to be room for all those. So there's enough room for 2 more 6S packs in there. And that charger came with a LiPo battery, so when I charge batteries from now on, I am going to put it finally in a LiPo bag. I've been in this hobby for a long time, and for some dumb reason, even though they're only like between $5 to $10 for a bag, and a lot of chargers will offer that. I'm glad they did, because I should have just bought one anyways, but I'm glad they offered it for free with the charger, so that's a win-win. So what else? I think that really covers it. I just kind of wanted to go over everything, kind of give some thoughts and opinions on stuff. Like the quality of this charger's not bad for what it is. Honestly, I probably could have skipped these things if I would have known I was going this route to honestly save some money. But if I were you guys, the charger is only like 56 bucks. The one that has 150 watts and 10 amps and can pretty much charge every battery up to 6S and can take AC and DC and can run off a actual battery pack to charge other batteries. So like let's say you have like a huge 3-cell, it tells you the max current you can plug up to it. Obviously you can hook it up to a car battery. It says like the volts, so it says the limit's like, I don't know, 12 or 16 or 15 volts, so whatever 3S is. So like it'll tell you, you can figure it out by knowing what voltage is what, right? So that's cool because it has the little adapter. You can hook it up to your car battery because your car battery is only 12 volts, and that's no problem whatsoever. So I like that about the charger. It's really nice. And we'll get into it, kind of do an overview and review on it. It can balance discharge. You can do all the fun stuff. It has a nice LCD screen. This was 20 and this adapter's 10. And this I think was like 15 or 20 bucks. So for that price, just skip all this and go to the other charger. But then since I have so many batteries and I can only charge one battery at a time with that particular charger, for me it kind of works out. So, I can charge my 6X batteries with that. I can charge my 4S batteries, with this or this. And then that way it won't take me forever to charge my total of 7 batteries once those 2 come tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll have all the other stuff. We'll do a video on that stuff and kind of update the shark video that I just did. I am going to get it in the pool and actually do a video of it, like, swimming around and seeing how much faster it is and stuff. I do need to do that. I want to do some mods for WL Toys and just so much other things. The P-40, the big giant airplane that's right over there. See that big giant airplane? P-40, the massive one that was in a shot for the Mustang field box video or field bag video. That I'm actually gonna donate. So that motor needs like $20 worth of bearing, like a $20 for some bearings, quick rebuilt, lubed. It needs a pressurized tank, a servo, receiver, and controller, and then the pack for it. It needs the 2 stabs reinforced. It has, you know, mechanical landing gear, or retracts landing gear. So it's actually a really nice plane. I think it was an ARF at one point. And it's never flown. It's never even had the ailerons tapped with the servo horn to like link up the servo, so you can tell no one's ever even flown that airplane. I want to see it fly, so I'm going to donate it to the club. They're going to rebuild the motor and throw in the other parts and either do a raffle or a sale or something, and the money's going to go back into the club, which is amazing. Like I said, I spent $50 for the membership, and they taught me, they did an amazing refresh course on flying. Let me fly a Mule RC airplane that ran, I think, on a 4S, the big pack, so it had really nice flight times. I ran at least 5 or 6 packs through it. Gave me plenty of time to get reacquainted. I flew a few packs with safe, and then I flew the rest of the packs with safe off. So they definitely are really good instructors. You know, they have lots of planes. They'll instruct you using glow, electric. They're not particular. They, you know, help you in any way they can. Real friendly, just an amazing club. I absolutely love that club. I'm going to give them a shout out. It's Hawks RC Flyers, or yeah, Hawks RC Flyers, something like that. HawksRCFlyers.org or HawksRC.org. It's one of the two, or flyers.org. It's located in Hamilton, Ohio, so it's basically Joyce Park. Really nice airfield. Absolutely love it up there. Really friendly, really nice pit area. You know, places where you can hang out, and everyone's really friendly. So absolutely love it. But I wanted to give them a shout out. Please donate if you'd like to support local, you know, clubs like that, or just join, pay for a membership, get up there when you can. But I just want to see places like that continue to help folks get into the hobby and just continue to have it grow and just be a really good community. So I absolutely love that. So I wanted to share that with you guys. But super excited about this. Honestly, I'm probably going to be honest with you. I'm probably going to go the same route. The first few flights are not going to be filmed just because it just makes me so nervous. And most of the time, I go up there by myself. Either my fiance will be working, I get off work early, or I schedule some time to go up there. Sometimes she's with me. Most of the time, she's not with me. I think she went up there one time when I initially got the membership just to kind of check it out. So, you know, hopefully I can get some time to where I can get either, you know, her or her sister come up there and kind of film the flight. So the first one obviously is gonna be filmed. This is the Mustang. I feel a little bit comfortable. I definitely would love to get some flight footage and, you know, talk about the characteristics. It really flies on rails. It's an amazing plane. It's a little bit harder to fly because it is a tail dragger. It tends to have that little bit of torque steer kind of where it kind of goes to the left a little bit, and other little weird things, but like it's not a bad plane. It is not an easy plane to fly just because it's a low wing plane, you know, or harder than like a Cub, or, you know, a Mule, or, you know, a Super Cub or something like that. That are typically trainers, like the Ranger or something like that. So, you know, Apprentice or anything like that. The trainers have the high wing, you know, and they're much easier to fly, more stable. So, we'll visit that. We'll do the video for this, and you know, for the Mustang, and then we'll do the video for this and get some flights with it, ripping around. And maybe do some, maybe get some different packs in the future and do some comparisons and speed runs, and maybe some mods. I would like to do some lights on one of them, maybe a sound box on a Mustang. We'll see. There's just lots of things that you can do, and lots of mods for them, definitely. You know, I'm not gonna go too crazy, but they're amazing. You know, I absolutely love airplanes. Don't worry, I know I'm on a little airplane kick right now, but I am gonna, you know, I am gonna still run nitros and electric cars and boats and planes. I'm still working. Still have stuff in the works going on for that, so never fear. You know, we'll definitely do some other RC stuff and drones, especially with the mini Maverick Mini. I do want to do a rescue mission, and I plan on doing that soon. I want to rescue an actual jet, something, I forget what it was. It was like a 64 millimeter jet, so it was a little bit smaller than this. He wrecked it in an area that's really, really tall, weeds, hard to get to, so I could kind of see stuff. I think I could find it's like orangish color. So I'm hoping I could find it if I do like a grid search pattern and just kind of check out on my map where I've flown and just kind of figure things out and maybe print a map and mark it and just kind of get real technical about it. I'm sure I could find it in other planes for folks. I'll return them to him, but I think he said he doesn't want the jet back, so if I could find it, I'll probably get a jet. But any other plane, you know, whoever it belongs to, I will return it to him. But yeah, so that's going to be fun doing that salvage mission. That's going to be really cool. Plus, getting to fly the DJI Mini Mavic. I actually flew it for the first time in a long time, I think a day or two ago. I just kind of looked around. I wanted to go up there and just kind of fly around a little bit in the morning and see if I could quickly just find it. I didn't have that much time, so I should have done probably more batteries and fly around. I just kind of zipped around a little bit looking for it, but I need to just be a lot more patient, a lot slower, and just take my time looking for it. So we'll do a video on that. Maybe we'll cut it and paste it, you know, we'll trim it so it's not so long, and finding stuff. I did find a couple of deer. That was pretty cool. They were laying down in that tall grass. They're beautiful. You can see their little white, like the inside of the ears are white, so you can see them kind of sticking up. It was so cute. But yeah, so that's gonna do it for this video. Went a little long, but I was super excited talking about it and just kind of letting you know about everything that's going on right now. So we'll get this video up, and then we'll have lots of other stuff coming. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Thanks to all my new and older subscribers. I appreciate every one of you guys. We're about to approach 1,000 subscribers. I'm so excited I finally get to monetize. That's going to do a lot more for the channel. The money's going to go right back into the channel. But I am going to do something very special for 1,000 subscriber. It's probably going to be a giveaway or something. We'll figure it out. But yeah, 1,000 subscribers is huge for me. You know, I didn't think anyone, I honestly thought I was going to have like 1 or 2 subscribers and maybe a few views. I think I've approached 250,000 views, several thousand shares, several hundred comments. So I'm more than happy. I mean, I would love more growth, but I'm super happy with the subscribers I have. It's amazing. So thanks to all you guys. And I think that's going to do it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.